welcome to Random Thoughts Thursday. I get asked a lot what I like to use for tack. I'm kind of bad at this because I rotate things a lot and I'm not the most brand loyal person, I won't lie. There's a few things I can't do without, a lot of other things change kind of frequently. So I'll show you guys what I'm using now on my horses for saddles and bits and that kind of thing. But like I say, it does change a lot. So you guys want to know? I'll show you. Okay, so for my saddles, this is another thing. I'm really not loyal to a certain brand. I have had a few Double J saddles, so this is my second one in that. I really like them. This one, however, is the best fit I have for Jada of what I currently own, but it doesn't really fit her. So I'm in the process of trying to figure out what to get her that'll fit her better. But saddles are just so expensive. It's just not really been in the budget, but I'll show you what I have for now. All right, so this is the saddle that I ride Jada in. It is a Double J Pro and it's a wide fit. So she does not need a wide fit. It's just what I had because every horse I've had before her has been a lot bigger than her. So I like the Pro just because I like the way that they fit the horse. I like the angle of the bars. They seem to fit a lot of kind of, I'll say, normal quarter horses. Mine has, this is like something I splurged on. I tried to keep it affordable. I didn't get too crazy on anything, but I got a cool seat on it and I love turquoise. So yeah, I really like the saddle. I ride in a 14-inch seat. I'm not a very big person, but I found that I needed the space in here. It wasn't so much that, you know, my butt was too big for a 13 or a 13 and a half, as it was that I just needed the space to be able to sit down in my turns. And because I have such long arms, I found in a 13, I had a hard time getting to my saddle horn. I just needed the space in there. So that is my current saddle for Jada until I can get something better fitting for her. All right, so this is a saddle that I ride Grinch in. This is actually my sister's trophy saddle that she won in high school. And it is a lot wider even so than my wide tree. And for whatever reason, Grinch likes this one. I would say that the Double J wide fit fits her well, but she gets a little pissy when I ride her in it. So she has a little bit more room in this one. And I think that's why. It's a 13.5-inch seat. And so that's a little smaller than I generally like, but I like how I sit in this one. It's got a bit of a different, you can see the angle on the seat versus that Double J I just showed you, and I actually really like it. It's a beautiful saddle, fits my horse really good, and you don't see a ton of Todslow and barrel racers, at least not in Canada, but I really like the saddle a lot, and I would buy a Todslow and barrel saddle hands down again, for sure. Another thing with my saddles, I always have elastics on the horn. I'm picky with my elastics. Oh, I like these kind of, I guess, medium width ones, and I attached two together because I got really big feet, so they make kind of a figure eight like that, and I use them to strap my feet in. Some people use elastics, some don't. I find I get kind of distracted if I lose a stirrup, so I just elastic my feet in. I always have elastics. And something that I think is kind of funny, my Canadian is coming out. Cody points out to me all the time when I talk about elastics, he goes, they're rubber bands. So that is something you Americans say that we don't. I mean, we say rubber bands, but we usually will say elastic, a hair elastic, you know, elastics for your feet, whatever. Apparently that's not an American term. So rubber bands, elastics, same thing. Okay, so one thing I am very loyal to is my braided reins. I love them, and Broke Cowgirl makes the best ones. She makes them, they feel good in your hands, they're the right weight. She can kind of change the weight, put knots in them, do whatever you want, really customize them, and make them in cool colors. So this is something where I like to have a little bit of color, so I'll show you what I have for my current reins. All right, so this is Jada's bridle. These are the reins I ride her in, and I usually like a flat braided rein, but with her, I have a round one, and there's little knots on it, and I just find, I don't know if it's because she's got a shorter neck and she's just a little horse, I couldn't grab in the right spot, so having the knots helped me to kind of get my hand in the right position when I'm making a barrel run. And then I've got these ones for Grinchy. I don't know, I love the color combination, and that's my general favorite, is those flat braided reins. I've also got another pair of just plain old purple ones. But yeah, I love them. Those are my favorite reins by far. And like I said, Cowgirl Braided Tack is the go-to for these. She'll make them for you. They're affordable, and she can make them in tons of different colors. Okay, so something else that is a major preference thing is the boots that you put on your horse. So I like to boot all 4 legs on my horses. I don't know, I get a little bit concerned about the kind of ground that we run in sometimes, and I just feel like I need to protect all 4 legs. That's a preference thing. So brand is a preference, and what kind of boots you use and how many, preference. I know like Ryan Padone, I rode with her all winter. Ryan only puts boots on the front legs. She does not boot her horse's back legs. Just preference. And then Chelsea, for example, Chelsea Moore, good friend of mine, that's my friend you probably saw in my last video. She runs at a lot of pro rodeos, and the pro rodeos in Canada tend to have hard ground and, you know, are not necessarily the best ground. And in my mind, I always think, oh, I want to boot them and protect them. She prefers using a polo wrap. So again, preference. I think the most important thing is just to have some kind of protection on your horse's legs, and you know, whatever works for you and works for your horse. Another thing too, like my best friend Kyla, she uses a really minimal like boot on the front and no boots on the back because her horse doesn't like back boots. So it's just one of those things. It's going to depend on the horse. It's going to depend on your personal preference and, you know, whatever works for you. But I'll show you guys what I use. Okay, so I try to keep half organized, so I keep my boots in the boot bag. I have a set of classic Equine boots, the Legacy boots. I have them in gray, and I also have competing brands. Woo! My Pro Choice Elite ones. Why did I buy one brand over the other? Color. I don't know, I always had classic Equine, and then I bought these ones because classic Equine didn't make a color like this, so I bought some Pro Choice boots. I don't know, they're both good. They both fit the horse's leg well. I like them both. Well, that is some of the tack I'm currently using. I have more to show you, but I could have been there all day. So I have some more footage and some other things that I like and use. So I'm going to show those to you on another Random Thoughts Thursday, but for today, those are some of the things that I have that I currently use and really like.